In 1990, Derek Bell was the only tenured African-American professor in the Harvard University Law School. He did something extraordinary in that year. After pushing the university for years to hire and tenure more women, particularly women of color, he decided to take an unpaid leave from the university and eventually resign his post to protest their failure to do so. In this case, he was behaving as both a servant leader and a courageous leader in challenging the university's position. The concept of the servant leader was developed by leadership expert Robert K. Greenleaf. Traditional leadership generally involves the accumulation and exercise of power by one person at the top of the pyramid in an organization. Servant leadership is different. The servant leader focuses primarily on the growth and well-being of people and the communities to which they belong. This is precisely what Derek Bell was doing in the 90s when he was advocating for change at the Harvard University Law School. He was trying to improve the entire organization by bringing more women, particularly women of color, into the faculty ranks. Being a servant leader is the foundation of inclusive leadership, but it's not enough to just be a servant leader. In order to promote change around diversity, equity, and inclusion, you'll also need to be a courageous leader. The best definition of courage that I've encountered was provided by Dr. Martin Luther King, the American civil rights leader. He defined courage as an inner resolution to go forward despite obstacles. If you're to be successful in promoting change around diversity, equity, and inclusion in your organization, you're going to have to navigate certain challenges and find a way to succeed despite them. There are 5 key components to courageous leadership. First, recognition that inequities and discriminatory acts exist within your organization. The second tenet is an acknowledgement of your own biases as you work to alter the personal and institutional practices that are facilitating discriminatory acts. The third is listening to the voices of the persons most affected by the inequities. Fourth, helping others in your organization gain consciousness and insights about these inequities and discriminatory acts. In other words, the role of the courageous leader is to educate your team members. And finally, being a courageous leader means serving as an advocate for the marginalized members of your organization and promoting innovation within existing systems while working to change all systemic inequities. One of my favorite examples of courageous leadership comes from the annals of the civil rights movement. In the 1970s, the city of Boston underwent a desegregation crisis as the working class, mostly Irish American enclave of South Boston resisted a federal order to desegregate its public schools with massive protests that frequently turned violent in the city square. Senator Edward Kennedy, who was undoubtedly the most celebrated Irish American politician of the time, decided that he would try to have a positive impact on the situation by going down and greeting the protesters and telling them that integration was the morally correct path and that they should end their protest. When he arrived, he faced a crowd that had turned violent, and he was actually injured as he tried to address them. What I love about this example is that Senator Kennedy, despite the political costs and the potential risk to his career, decided to go and do the right thing. It highlights that being a courageous leader oftentimes means telling those that you are closest to, even those that you are leading, that they are wrong.